You're probably spending $400 a month on something you don't even think about. Not rent, not car payments, something invisible, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is and how to cut it in half. But first, let's talk about the situation you're actually in. The average 25-year-old today earns about 20% less in real purchasing power than their parents did at the same age. Rent has doubled in most cities over the last decade. Groceries are up 30% since 2020. And somehow, avocado toast is still the thing people blame. Here's what nobody tells you. The cost of living crisis isn't one big problem. It's 12 small ones stacked on top of each other. And you only need to fix 5 of them to feel completely different about your finances. That's what this video is. A triage guide, not cut your coffee, real moves, ranked by impact. And before we get into it, that invisible $400 I mentioned, we're coming back to that. Stay with me. Let's start with the biggest lever most people never pull, housing. If you're spending more than 35% of your take-home pay on rent, you are in survival mode by design. The old rule was 30%. That already assumed a different economy. In a city like Nashville, Austin, or Denver, 30% of a $50K salary is $1,250 a month. Good luck. So what do you actually do? Option 1, house hacking. If you rent, get a roommate. If you own, even a condo, rent out a room. The average room rental in a mid-sized city is $700–900 a month. That's your rent cut in half. People skip this because it feels like a lifestyle downgrade. It's not. It's arbitrage. Option 2, negotiate your renewal. Most landlords would rather keep you than find someone new. Vacancy costs them 1 to 2 months of rent. You have leverage. When your lease comes up, email your landlord before they send the renewal. Say, I'd like to stay, but I've seen comparable units at X. Is there flexibility? The worst they say is no. Best case, you save $150 a month for the next 12 months. That's $1,800 a year from a 2-sentence email. Option 3, rethink the city. Remote work changed the math permanently. If you can work from anywhere, the difference between living in San Francisco and living in Raleigh or Tucson or Columbus is $1,500 to $2,500 a month for the same quality of life. That's not a sacrifice. That's a raise. Next, food. The category where financial advice goes to die. Every budget video tells you to meal prep. Cool. Useless advice unless you know the system behind it. Here's the actual framework. It's called the anchor protein method. Pick 2 proteins for the week, chicken thighs and eggs or ground beef and lentils, and build every meal around them. Don't plan recipes first. Plan proteins, then backwards engineer the meals. Why does this work? Because variety is what makes grocery shopping expensive. When you have a plan anchored to 2 items, you stop buying random things that expire. The average American household throws away $1,500 in food per year. That's not a grocery problem. That's a planning problem. Also, store brands. I know you know this, but you're probably not doing it consistently. A Consumer Reports study found that in blind taste tests, store brand staples, pasta, canned goods, frozen vegetables, dairy matched or beat name brands over 70% of the time. The price difference, 30 to 40%. On a $300 monthly grocery bill, that's $90, $120 back in your pocket every single month without changing what you eat. Now, the $400. Subscriptions and recurring charges. Go open your bank app right now. Scroll back 60 days. Every recurring charge highlighted. Most people find between 8 and 14 active subscriptions. The average monthly total, $219, according to a 2023 C+R research study. But here's the twist. When people are asked to guess how much they spend on subscriptions before they check, the average guess is $86. That gap, $86 assumed versus $219 actual, is the subscription blind spot. And when you add in auto-renewed annual plans that hit once a year and get forgotten, the real annual number climbs past $900 for most people in their 20s. The fix isn't just canceling things, it's a quarterly subscription audit. Set a calendar reminder every 3 months. Pull up your statements, list every recurring charge, and ask one question: did I use this enough to rebuy it today? If the answer is no, cancel it. You can always resubscribe. You cannot unspend the money. Transportation, the second biggest household expense most people underestimate. If you own a car, you're spending more than you think. The AAA average cost of car ownership in the U.S. is now over $12,000 per year when you include depreciation, insurance, gas, maintenance, and financing. That's $1,000 a month. 3 things you can do right now. 1. Shop your car insurance annually. Rates change. Loyalty is penalized in this industry, not rewarded. Switching providers or simply calling to renegotiate can save $200 $600 a year. 2. If you're financing a car with an interest rate above 7%, refinancing is worth investigating. Rates have shifted. A $25,000 loan dropping from 9% to 6% over 48 months saves you over $1,500. 3. If you live somewhere with decent transit or you're a one-car household, seriously model out what your life looks like without the second car. The math is often shocking. $1,000 a month in Uber and Lyft is still cheaper than owning that second vehicle. Now let's talk about the thing that actually compounds over time, the margin between what you earn and what you keep. Most people try to solve a cost of living problem by cutting expenses. That's half the equation. The other half, actually the more powerful half, is increasing income. Not a motivational speech, a practical one. The single highest ROI thing a person aged 18 to 30 can do for their financial life is develop one income-adjacent skill and monetize it within 12 months. Not a side hustle for its own sake. A skill that makes you more valuable at work and earnable outside of it. Examples: copywriting, video editing, spreadsheet automation, data analysis, bookkeeping, paid ads. These are not glamorous. They are extraordinarily in demand. A freelance bookkeeper working 10 hours a week on the side earns an extra $1,500 to $500 a month. A part-time video editor with one client earns $500 to $000 extra per month. These numbers are not exceptional. They're typical for anyone 6 months into learning a real skill. The cost of living problem is partly real and partly an income problem in disguise. Treat both. Let's bring it together. You've got 5 levers now. Housing, reduce what you pay or how you pay it. Food, anchor proteins, store brands and stop wasting what you buy. Subscriptions, quarterly audit, every time, no exceptions. Transportation, shop insurance, refinance if you can, question the second car. Income, one skill, 1 year material difference. None of these require suffering. None require giving up things that make life worth living. They require about 4 hours of active work and a system that runs quietly in the background. The financial advice industry loves to make this feel overwhelming because overwhelmed people keep buying courses and clicking ads. You don't need more information. You need fewer decisions that cost you money automatically. Start with the subscription audit. Tonight, it'll take 20 minutes and you'll probably find $80 a month you'd completely forgotten about. If this was useful and you want to go deeper on any one of these categories, that's what this channel is for. No fluff, no motivation content, just the mechanics of actually keeping more of your money. See you in the next one.